Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me. And today we're going to be reviewing the Roaring Fire Dagen pack. I've been testing this pack for 5 months, not only just myself, but Cuervo Negro as well. So we're going to take a look at it, show you its features, the pros, the cons, all that good stuff. So thank you for joining us. Let's get started. So once again, this is called the Dagen by Roaring Fire Gear, and what I love is just this waxed canvas exterior. It just gives it this simple, classic masculine look. Of course, it's going to be very rugged against the elements, and it's going to have some water resistance. It has a really nice material such as YKK zippers, so pretty tough stuff. This is going to be great for EDC, so carrying your equipment from your home to your job, running errands, or even if you're out for a hike, fishing, a simple day trip, or even an overnighter during ideal conditions, I think this pack's going to be great. I would not suggest you carry this pack beyond that, for a 3-day camping trip, something like that. You definitely want something that carries a lot more stuff. But once again, for a minimalist overnighter, a hike, a day adventure, this is going to be great. So the dimensions are 15.7.5 by 11.8 by 3.94 with the weight of 2.535 pounds when it is empty. So this has a lot of cool features that I really enjoy. I really enjoy this neoprene handle, of course, because when you're grabbing it from your truck, you grab it here, but there's also, you can grab it like a briefcase as well. I really like that. Now, of course, it's going to have some MOLLE webbing up here where you can attach things. So it's going to have a little bit of a tactical look without it being over like too much where it looks like you're a member of a SWAT team or something like that. To be honest, generally, whenever there is like MOLLE webbing, I generally don't add stuff to it. I did add some stuff for today's example, but I generally keep it a little bit more minimalist than that. And then, of course, you do have a Velcro patch here if you want to add something to it. Over here on the side, you do have a water compartment, a bottle holder right here. I will say it is a little bit on the small side. So if you have some large 40-ounce container, something like that, it's not going to fit in here. But like a small water bottle or a thinner container will fit just fine. So today I just have some cordage, some bank line. There's going to be a little bit more webbing here. And then the shoulder straps have this padding to add some breathability along on your back as well. More webbing. You do have a chest strap as well, right here. And of course, all these things are adjustable as well. So, we all come in different shapes and sizes. You can adjust it to how you're comfortable. And then it does have a concealed carry pocket in here. So, you have your firearm, whatever you need, something hidden in there. There you go. I really like that as well. Then, of course, you do have 2 pockets here. And really, really enjoying these little zippers. Very easy to open and close. Also, there's a reinforced base at the bottom. So, of course, that's going to add some durability, especially where I live, where there's sharp rocks and thorns and, all that stuff everywhere. So that's going to help with the durability right there. So once again, keep in mind that I am approaching this with the mentality of everyday carry. Of course, some things are going to be taken out. Some things are going to be added depending on what you're doing that day. But for now, it's just, nice summer, springtime hiking. So, of course, I did add here on the MOLLE webbing, I did add a pouch with my Leatherman Super Tool 300. So, of course, some pliers, a saw, a knife, can opener, that kind of stuff, always usable right there. And I have it out here so it's easy access immediately. Over here, I added my Exotac fire sleeve, so immediate access to fire right there. And I just keep it here. Now, in case, if I'm running and it was to get snagged on something, I have it on a carabiner right here, so it's not going to be falling off and I lose it. So a source of ignition and cutting tool, pliers, whatever I need immediately right there without having to open anything. So going up here to this top pocket right here, I do have my sunglasses, of course, because eye protection, especially during the summertime. This is my little tin with Tinder Quicks and, cheats, my Yuko fire starters, all that stuff. Old stuff that I just have gathered throughout the years. So in case I had to get a fire going in a hurry, everything's wet outside or whatever, I could just guarantee to get a fire going. Victorinox honing rod to tighten up the blades on my knives. Just a quick little fixer-upper till I get home. And then some Grumpy's Blade Butter, which you can use this for all kinds of stuff, from lip balm to using it on your blades so you can protect them, all kinds of stuff. So good stuff right here. Nice and simple. I call this area the glove compartment, just something you'd use really quick. And there's this little top flap right here to kind of keep water and stuff like that, debris from coming in here. Now, second one down here, I do have a box of cartridges for my my firearm right here, in case, you know, better to have too much than too little, right? And then in here, there's a secondary zipper right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a secondary one. I don't need something so compartmentalized like that. There's little pockets here as well. So I don't know if it's grabbing that, but 1, 2, then a third one over here. And I really don't need all that stuff. So I keep it simple here, right here with my ammunition. Once again, here on the side, there's extra molly to add. I do have a ferro rod right there, immediate access, in case, you know, my lighter's not going to be working, whatever the case may be. And then once again, this bottle holder is very small. It's not going to be holding some large container. That's the one drawback of it. I don't think it's the end of the world. There's plenty of room in here for a larger container. You can have a smaller one out here. Or once again, I just have bank lines, so some cordage if I needed to set up a shelter or something like that. And then once again, this little side grab handle right here. You can take that off if you don't want to, but I really dig that. And then here I do have my CCW, so I do have my firearm in here, my SIG P365, and then I could just remove that, take that off, put it on my pocket, put it on my hip if need be. Okay, and let's take a look at the inside setup, and this opens up beautifully, almost fully clamshell style. So you have plenty of room in here to reach what you need. So taking a look at this outer flap, there are 3 different segments for some molly webbing kind of thing, in case you wanted to put like your pocket knife, a flashlight kind of thing. I generally don't use these much, but if you're so inclined, there you go. I just have one of these, a Cordura Advanced Fabrics dry bag, so I can just open this up if I needed a container to gather a tinder bundle, or if I find some wild fruits, whatever the case may be. I do have one ready to go right there. Here there's another zipper compartment. I don't have anything in here. One thing you learn as you get older using a lot of these packs is just because there's a compartment does not mean that you got to fill it up with something. Sometimes less is more, and so just stick with what works for you. I don't need to add anything there for this situation, at least. Here there are these semi-see-through webbed kind of patterns right here, these pockets. This would be a good spot to have like a life straw, something like that, so it can kind of air out a little bit in case you've used it and it's wet. Here I just have my AirPods. You know, once again, this is for EDC carry, so if I'm at the DMV, somewhere boring at an office and I gotta wait in line or whatever, I could just listen to music or a podcast or something like that. So not everything in EDC is survival. Sometimes it's just making life bearable. Over here, in another one of these little netted type of containers, I do have my power bank. This is the Nightcore Energy Brick. This is the version 2. I have a review on the version 1, but this is a superior version. Of course, this is going to charge my cell phone, my batteries, my lanterns, whatever the case may be. And of course, it's no bueno without a cord to connect it to. So there you go. Nice and simple. Once again, this is just making life a little bit more bearable, and yeah, just a little bit of preparedness for everyday kind of stuff right there. So then moving on up here to the main compartment, there's plenty of room here, and that's that I could have added a lot more stuff, but once again, you don't want to over encumber yourself. This is not meant to be the end of the world type of bag, a bug out bag. This is just the stuff you need for everyday carry. So I would switch things out depending on what I'm doing. I've gone fishing with this bag before. If I was to do that at this moment, I would have extra fishing hooks, some bait, you know, a hobo reel. But since I'm not doing that, I'm in the middle of the desert. That's not necessary for the situation. So this is my Hollyland. This is what happens in the microphone. So, you know, we did upgrade microphone, so I always carry this with me. I do have a one Tigress poncho / one person tarp. Not the best. I've been meaning to upgrade this for some time now, so that's going to be my next thing. Upgrade to a higher quality, a little bit larger of a poncho slash shelter system. So in case I was hiking out here and I sprained my ankle and I'm staying here over the night, whatever the case may be, I have cordage and I have a tarp. So I can set up something to protect me from the winds, the rain, at least until the morning, and then I can get up and make my way back home if I got lost. So you got that. And then of course, even though I already brought my water container that I carry on my hand at all times, it is summertime and I do live in the desert. So secondary water container is a must. So the one in here is an early Pathfinder version. Of course, it's metal, so I can boil water if need be, if I find some in a creek, a puddle. And then it comes with the nesting cup, making coffee, making tea, heating up some ravioli, whatever the situation. And then I just added this little wire here if I wanted to, put this on a tripod or whatever the case may be. And then, of course, a secondary bandana and the lid to the nesting cup. So, once again, it's not meant to be the end of the world, but these are things that, once again, if I'm out on a hike, you want extra water, you do want an extra container. If you're hiking with someone and they're not about all this stuff, let's face it, like our girlfriends are not about to be carrying all this stuff. So having an extra cup for her, so on and so forth, would be very important. There's also these two side pockets. Once again, they got this breathable material. One, I did bring this knife. Check out this gnarly Bowie knife right here, made by the craftsman Nick Skinner. Check out these beautiful coppin style handles right here. And I don't normally use such a large knife. I'm not a huge knife kind of guy, but I did get this. I'm borrowing it from a friend, and I'm going to be making a review pretty soon. So let me know what you guys would like to see me use this for. Because it's definitely out of my wheelhouse, but it's just so damn beautiful. So I did want to show you guys, give you a little sneak peek there. And then over here on the other side, I just have my spoon and my fork from Yuko. Love this thing. I'll probably remove it from there, and I'll probably end up putting it up here. So I'll just do that. And then lastly, here in the back, you do have like a little extra pack for your iPad, stuff like that. If you work in an office, you're a lawyer, whatever the case may be, you like this, but you have some kind of electronics. And not only that, but this has plenty of room for like a smaller laptop. I don't live that lifestyle. I don't use electronics until I get home when it comes to computer work. So I don't need that. But if you're so inclined, this would accommodate it. Here I do have a secondary flashlight, the Night Court EDC 33 flashlight. You'll see a review on this pretty soon. I do have, of course, a saw. This is the Gomboy, the silky Gomboy saw right here. Really awesome. Finally cleaned it up. It had gunk there for months. So once again, if I'm staying out here on a simple primitive overnighter and I need to saw down some yucca stalks so I can make a shelter for the overnight, or, I need some firewood, boom, this is going to help me out right here. And yeah, man, there's no beating a modern day folding saw. I mean, these are so awesome. And then, of course, I have a book. These are Wild Edible Plants of Texas. This is a very well-loved book, as you can tell. And, I'm always out here trying to study plants and, learn about new ones and all that good stuff. So this is, of course, homework now that I'm out here in the field. But when I'm out in the city, which is about half the time of the week, I generally have some kind of novel or something, because it's not always about survival. Sometimes it's just about making life bearable. So once again, if I'm stuck at, the dentist office or whatever the case may be, I could be reading a Cormac McCarthy novel or something like that. So I like to have a book back here for enjoyment. And this one, serves double duty, because this one also helps with, survival and being out here in the desert. So as you can tell, there's plenty of room here. There's plenty of room for the stuff I brought for today's hike. And there's room to spare, honestly. Like, I could literally add even more stuff in here, but I don't want to over encumber myself and be uncomfortable. This is plenty of stuff for today. And just to be thorough, I did remove everything from the pack so you can see it as it comes, other than, of course, these things that that are just attached on the outside. But other than that, let me just open this up so you can see an unobstructed view right there of all the compartments. Here on the side. and then the CCW compartment. So here's where you put your firearm, and there's plenty of space in there. I mean, I could fit both my hands in there, so plenty of room in there. I mean, obviously you don't want some gigantic hand cannon and Desert Eagle, and then it's going to just be weighing you down with all the stuff, but you know, it's going to hold a good amount of stuff in there, or you know, it doesn't have to be for a firearm. You can add extra other stuff in there, but yeah, really nice little bag right here. Really like the design. It's nice and rugged. It's good looking. And of course, this little feather ornament here was added by Cuervo Negro. So this doesn't come, you know, when you order this online. So there we go, guys. Once again, the Dagen pack is a pack that I very much was surprised. This is normally not the style of pack that I like to use. Normally, I'm a haversack kind of guy for everyday carry. And when there's a backpack, I generally don't like it to be so tactical looking. What I like about this bag is it's not overly tactical looking where you look like you're a member of Spetsnaz, but instead, you know, it just has a little bit of Molly webbing and stuff like that for modularity, but the wax canvas look just gives it an old school, very masculine outdoorsman type of look. So it's a nice little balance. It's not too large, so it's going to be, once again, EDC friendly, day hike friendly, going fishing for a day friendly, stuff like that. I would not recommend it for a bug out bag. You can do it, but you're going to be running light on supplies. It's not meant to be over encumbered with like 50 pounds worth of gear. So keep that in mind. But for everyday carry, not only do I like the design, but I find it very comfortable. I like the padding on the back and on the straps, and of course that's a godsend now that we're approaching triple digit heats down here in Texas. That helps you, you know, keep it nice and cool. At the same time, the padding is really comfortable. If there's one little complaint, little nitpick that I have about this bag, is this chest strap. It is not removable, so I understand the importance of this if I am doing a more grueling type of hike or something like that. You know, I want to keep my weight centered. I get it. But if I'm just running errands in the city and stuff like that, I feel like it just kind of constrains me. Like I just don't like the feeling of it. And I wish it was removable because it's not. So the only way for me to get rid of this is to cut it off with the knife. And I just wish it was removable, put it in one of the pockets, and then bring it out whenever I need it. So hopefully for, you know, version 2, they can kind of address that issue. And that's about it for us, folks. So big thank you to Roaring Fire Gear, who did send this to us for testing. I'll have the link down below to purchase it. It runs you about $100, and I think $100 for a waxed canvas bag with the setup it has, the modularity it has. I think it's pretty good. Nice materials. Once again, we've been using it for a couple of months already, and we're really happy with it. So that's about it for us, folks. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments, suggestions. And we'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.